Israel Uncovered. I'm Daniel,
I'm Ruth. Hello.
and we've taken a little break, but now we're gonna talk Eurovision. We're back, and we're gonna have a chat about the most important competition on earth and why everyone is talking about it. So we're just gonna talk about some of the, I don't know, people love all these politics, conspiracy theories. Did they deserve it? Did not deserve it? Did this country vote this because they care, because they don't care, because they hate them, because they love them? Is the song good? Are they playing politics? There's always so much drama, and it's so silly that I always find it really funny. So we're gonna talk about it.
Yeah, I think it's worth pointing out that here in Israel, Eurovision is taken very seriously,
Yeah,
and we tend to send the best of our best to Eurovision.
true.
Um, and that's because I think many Israelis they want to know what our standing is in the world. I think they're quite curious.
But you think Eurovision is a way to know our standing in the world?
Well, I think. Yeah, I do. I think on Saturday it proved that it was about the music, and it was about
But if it's
the
about the
song and
music,
the
what do you mean
story.
that people want to know the standing in the world? So is it about the music, or is it about the relationship with the country?
Well, I think Israelis are curious to know what people outside of Israel really think, and I think we see so much hatred.
But if the competition is about music, then it shouldn't be an indicator of how people feel about the country.
It shouldn't, but I think it is.
Right. So it's like inevitably political. That's what you're saying.
I don't think. No, I think it's more. I think it's more curiosity about what does the world think of us? We are quite isolated, and especially in the last couple of years, we have been.
No, I understand that.
Yeah.
I'm just curious to. I'm curious to I guess to ask, why do you think it's a better indicator like Eurovision than actually just, I don't know, listening to what they say in the news?
Because it's away from the news. This isn't
Right, agenda driven.
It's not agenda driven. Yeah.
Okay.
But yes, it is something to, and I absolutely loved last week. We've been in a Eurovision wonderland. I've decorated all of this place, and it was great escapism. And I think especially with what's been going on here, what we live through daily, it was a brilliant week of pure fun escapism. And whilst Israel certainly wasn't as well received, and globally we weren't too affected by that here.
Right. Okay.
I think.
Right. My view is that, I don't know, when I lived in Spain or when I lived in England, most people don't really give a shit about Eurovision in those big countries, or in Germany.
Yeah.
So I think Israel cares about Eurovision just like the little younger countries, if you want to call it.
Yeah.
So I think it's less about Israel wanting to wonder what the world thinks of Israel. I think it's more about a small country wanting to put forward the best of their talent.
Yeah.
Because it's an opportunity for a country of like less than 10 million people to showcase the best.
The best.
So
exactly.
that's why, let's say, like, I don't know, let's say like a Cyprus, or or that's why they're like Moldova, Estonia, the little countries. This is a chance to have like a bigger platform that is going to be broadcasted everywhere to showcase their talent. So I think it's more about that than it is about gauging what the world, about feedback from how the world is going to react to it. Personally, now I do think it's inevitably political because people. Again, and that's when we go into the conspiracy theories, because one of the things is like, okay, Eurovision is supposed to be impartial, it's all about the music, and people and jury will vote based on which song is the best or which song they like the most. But then it's inevitable that everyone is going to have their biases.
Yes.
So if you don't like a country very much, of course you're not going to vote it very much. If you don't like a song very much, of course you're not going to vote it very much. So that's where all the conspiracies goes into and it's funny because people start like, yeah, this was gonna, and that's why also like countries that are close to each other, that have a lot of like, let's say like cross pollination of of population, they always like, you know, like this one
Vote
always
for
give
each
lots of
other.
votes to this, Spain always give lots of votes to Portugal, Portugal gives lots of votes to Spain, like
Yeah.
Poland will give lots of votes to this. So like you always see that kind of like cross-pollination, which is, again, is natural. Of course, you're going to be skewed and biased to the countries that are like closer to you. So it's never going to be like just about the music, is it?
No, but I do think that the jury vote is a bit outdated now. I think it's a little bit outdated, and I think it should just be the public vote. But that's my opinion. I don't, you know. Yeah.
But again, I also hear conspiracies saying that, yeah, but you know, there's people that do all this campaigning to skew the vote towards this, or towards that, towards Israel. I don't know. I think my theory is, by the way, I mean, Israel got second spot, and he got by far the biggest public votes in it, like everywhere. So I think it was like 15 countries gave Israel like 12 points.
Yeah.
So the maximum punctuation, which made it kind of like get the second place after Austria, which was always from day one my favorite song. So I'm happy my favorite song won the competition.
Yeah.
When it comes to politics, I think there's a couple of things to say. The first one is that like Spain, which has been like openly anti-Israel, and this is not because of a feeling. I mean, they actually posted a slide before the Eurovision competition saying justice for Palestine and all this stuff. So they literally purposely broke the rules, put this political banner statement stuff, knowing they couldn't. They got told off by the organization of Eurovision for like breaking the rules. Of course, they said that, you know, we cannot remain silent and always playing the, you know, the moral superiority, the social justice in the face of silence. We have to say something. So basically, they broke the rules, and now they be saying we're being silenced, and we're being silenced. And so like,
oh really? They broke the rules.
Well, of course they broke the rules, and actually the Eurovision board threatened, because they broke the rules the week before, and they threatened if you break the rules again, we're gonna have economic sanctions. And then they put the slide before the final, and then everyone got pissed off. So I actually think my theory, and actually it's not just my theory, I keep saying, and by the way, Spanish people, a lot of people hate that, because it's like government, political propaganda from a government trying to indoctrinate people to tell them what to think.
Yeah.
So in Eurovision, which is supposed to be like, okay, we just want to see like a bunch of fun people singing and having fun from different countries, waving the little flag and singing the little song to showcase the base of the country.
Yeah.
For Spain to just put this massive political statement on a black screen just before the show.
Yeah.
Everyone is, and I think that's actually why Spain gave, I mean, of course, the jurors gave Israel 0 points, but the public gave Israel 12 points.
Right.
I actually don't even think it's because they love Israel, because they support Israel. To me, it's like in many countries, it was just like a fuck you to the government. And I think that happened in England as well. You know, people are just, a lot of people are so sick of like, you know, the published, the local broadcaster propaganda. People are just sick of BBC propaganda. People are sick of like the Spanish TV propaganda. So in all those countries, I think like in many ways, which again, I don't think it should be like that, but I guess like voting Israel, like is the ultimately screw you to the government, trying to indoctrinate you on what to think. So I think like, you know, in the same way that maybe 30 years ago, 40 years ago, like maybe like waving like a Che Guevara t-shirt or a Palestinian little scarf was like a little progressive thing. I think like now there's nothing more anti-establishment in many countries than voting Israel. So I think it's like, you know, it's like, screw you. I don't want this rubbish, you know, TV trying to indoctrinate me on what to think, especially on Eurovision. I just want to like see the performers. I want to see everyone happy. So I do, but I think that's kind of like, I do think in many ways, I have to say, I do think the Israeli song was brilliant. I do not think it was a winner.
No,
I never, from the first part, I thought it was a great song. I never thought it should have been a winner.
I think it reflected what this last year has been, and I think that was, and I think I think Yuval as well was a great ambassador.
Oh, totally.
And I think
Explain why.
Yuval was a survivor of the Nova Festival. She hid under
corpses
for 8 hours. we heard a frenzied conversation with her father while she was hiding under the bodies, and then she was finally rescued after 8 hours. So yeah, I mean, she really showed resilience, strength, and hope.
Yeah.
And to a nation which, you know, it's a very strange. It's very strange living how we're living.
Correct.
Whilst we get on with it and everything else, it's
we're still under daily missile attacks.
We're still under daily missile attacks, and I think that Eurovision is just a great way to bring the nation together. That isn't part of this war.
It's nice. And also, like, her story is a story of like resilience. It's a story of like somebody that has gone through so much crap and lost so many friends in a music festival to then go into a music festival and sing her heart out. I think it's a lovely story. But then that's it for Israel. And again, I think it's a beautiful song. I don't think it should have been a winner. In my opinion, it was like a top 10, but I don't think it would have been the winner. What songs did you like?
Austria, I really saw as a credible winner. France, I liked her. Really did not like the UK's entry.
Yeah, it was terrible. Well, the public didn't either. But that's it. Yeah, I thought it was terrible. Again, the first time I heard it, I was like, what the hell just happened?
Yeah, Luxembourg.
Yeah, we liked it, but the public didn't like it. We really liked it, but people didn't like it.
Yeah, we liked her.
People didn't warm up to it.
No. Yeah, that was kind of... I mean, I thought the bar was actually very low this year.
Yeah, it was pretty low. I mean, I did also like the fun acts. I did like the lady with the mic, they come in. I like the Finnish lady.
The Finland,
I thought was fun. I also thought the Nespresso Macchiato was really fun.
Yeah, I did. I like that.
So I think there were like a few fun acts. I agree that the bar was pretty low. And then, I mean, the annoying thing is like all the conspiracy theories about the voting is skewed, the bias, you know, the judges are biased, this one's anti-Israel, that one's anti-this, that one's the Jewish community, that country, I like thinking the vote. Now Spain is opening an investigation into the bias of the public vote for countries that are in war. So because also like in Spain, it's crazy. It's like because also like Spain did so badly because everyone got pissed off that they broke the rules and they kind of like killed the spirit of Eurovision in many ways. Which, by the way, I do love the singer of Spain a lot. Again, I also don't think he would have been a winner, but I love her as an artist. I think she's super talented, amazing singer, amazing dancer. She's a lovely person. Yeah. But I think the Spanish government screw her over by politicizing everything around her, and that's why nobody voted Spain, and people were like, you know what, this is not fun. And it's really sad because I think the artist, she's so lovely and she's so good, and they ruined her night for politics. Actually, that's and funnily enough, so now they politicize everything. They ruined the night of the Spanish artist, and now they want an inquiry about the fairness of the votes for countries that are in a war zone, because all the people voted for Ukraine because of empathy and for Israel because of empathy. So I think they're just not happy with people having empathy with their votes to countries living under war, and at the same time they're like putting these propaganda and slideshows before the TV show. I have to say, Spain, I watch, this is, I mean, some people are going to find this offensive, I know, but I watched the news in Spain, and especially the government-funded news of Spain, and to me, it's like watching the Titanic with the passengers clapping.
Really?
It's like, it's not just sad to watch a sinking ship, it's sad to watch how many people defend a sinking ship. And I know a lot of Spanish people and a lot of my family and a lot of my friends that are very unhappy, which again, I think that's also why the moment they can say like, actually, we're not our government, we're going to vote Israel. We're not our government, we were like, all people are very anti-establishment, but as a whole, it's just sad. I watch it and I'm like, and by the way, I think it's a lot more dramatic than UK when I see the case, a lot more dramatic than when I see Italy, it's a lot more dramatic than when I see even France, it's a lot more like England, like I think the level of decay in Spain is terrible, and it's nothing to do with, by the way, not completely unrelated to their Middle East policy, but I have to say there's always a correlation between countries that are trying to shine a spotlight on subjects that are completely disconnected to what's happening in their borders
Yeah.
to how shit they're doing.
Yeah.
So I think like a good indicator of how crappy things are going is like just look at how much time they talk about Gaza.
Yeah, I mean,
if you want to see how
Saturday,
bad a country is doing and how much they don't want to speak about their education, their economy, their healthcare, their transport, just see like how much they talk about Gaza, just to see how much how bad they're doing.
I really think it's worth pointing out as well when people were saying we're going to boycott this. People on social media.
Oh, in Spain they've been talking about boycotting Israel for years and years and years. They love it.
We're not going to be watching it tonight because Israel are included, and so we're going to be boycotting it. And it's disgusting because, you know, Israel is starving the people of Gaza. All of this. But hold on, I just want to, if Palestine was involved in the Eurovision Song Contest,
yeah,
and if they were to win, and then to host in, say, Ramallah or even Gaza,
yeah,
most people or a lot of people would not be welcome there.
We don't know that. Maybe they would. I think it'd be a wonderful thing to do. I actually agree with, let's say, the Palestinian Authority should join the consortium of broadcasters. They should apply. They should send a singer. I would vote for a Palestinian singer. So happy. I would give her all my points.
Yeah.
Just to see like 50,000, 80,000 LGBT European people go to Jenin, go to Ramallah, go to the party, see how much fun they have. I think it'd be a wonderful thing. See how that goes. Yeah. I dare you. That'd be fun again, and also all the acts with like, you know, like imagine like the Finnish act, like, you know, the woman with the tits out and with a microphone and with a dress like all provocatively. I'd love to see that. So again, the problem is, I think the hypocrisy of people is like everyone is so everybody gets their knickers in a twist trying to boycott Israel. Yeah. As opposed to saying, why didn't you just get Palestinian Authority on Eurovision? That'd be wonderful. But it's always the same. It's like in campuses, it's like, don't boycott Israel from professors or like partnership with Israel. It's like, make new partnership with Palestinian universities. Yeah. Give Palestinian students like grants. Invite them to university. So to me, everything that is around boycotting and blocking and cancel culture, to me that shows that it's just fake empathy. I think it would be, like I said, it would be wonderful. You want the Palestinian Authority to compete, then great. I want them to compete too. And like I said, I would vote for them. And I think it'd be a wonderful thing if like all the trans LGBT community, all the drag queens descended in like in Ramallah for a big Eurovision bash. I think it'd be a great thing. Yeah. Not sure if it would happen, but I would love to see that in my lifetime, 100%.
Well, I'd like to not to see next year, just not to see all the protests outside of.
I think Israelis in general is like we just want to see people not caring as much about Israel.
Just not caring.
Just don't care.
Not putting the spotlight.
Like the song, vote. Don't like the song, don't vote. All these like boycott this, free Palestine, so like flags in the face of the singer. Actually, 2 people were arrested during the performance of the Israeli singer because these British people tried to like 2 British people tried to like go into the stage and throw red paint on top of a singer, which again, I think it's a horrible thing. Some people think it's a beautiful act of resistance, justice. You know, we won't be silenced. People people have always loved to there's always people that love to romanticize vandalism. We saw that when even like when the healthcare executive got shot in broad daylight in New York. So, you know, some people do love to romanticize vandalism or like, you know, the stop oil, the violence when they go into a museum and they throw paint on a Picasso. There's always going to be people that think it's a wonderful thing to do. I don't. No. But that's, again, people can make their own mind up. People can make their own mind up if that's a beautiful thing to do, if that's not a beautiful thing to do. That's none of my business. But yeah, I think people here, they don't give a shit. People are like, just like, let us sing, let us show our music. You want to vote, vote. You don't want to vote, don't vote. Let everyone be happy. And if we like your song, we'll vote. And if we don't like your song, we won't vote. It's so funny how it becomes so political. Yeah. Yeah. But for us here, it certainly was really fun. Oh, I had such a good time. It's always fun. It's always fun. It's always fun because also like it means that you see Israel on television, not in the context of a war. Exactly. So you just see it in the context. You just see Israel like in a 3-minute song full of people clapping. And if they want to boo, let them boo. And if they want to clap, let them clap. And if they want to wave their little like flags, let them wave flags. I don't give a shit. Yeah. It's always fun here to just see like, you know, it's a great opportunity to showcase local talent globally.
And I hope we do get to host again. I think.
Oh, it was so good when he was in Tel Aviv. It was amazing.
Yeah, and I think I really noticed how the hotels really upped their game, and especially the boutique hotels. They really sort of flourished. Because the hotel offering has never been great here, but when it was Eurovision, the boutique hotels really went for it.
Well, it's business, isn't it?
Yeah, and so I think oh, bless you. And I think it's great for morale. I think probably we've got probably a bit too much on our plate to be hosting a Eurovision.
We can take on that.
But let's.
I mean, it's not like it's up to us. But anyway, I think I did amazing. I'm very happy. I think sad, miserable people can still. They'll always like go on the fake news and conspiracy theories, and it wasn't fair, and the voting wasn't fair because this in Spain, and the voting was skewed because Israel that, or the voters were anti-Israel. People will always. It's like when Trump lost the election in 2000. Some people are bad losers. Some people don't know how to lose.
Yeah.
Some people cannot handle a loss. Yeah. Some people cannot accept that they got a low score.
Was genuinely happy for Austria because I thought that was.
They were great. I said it from day one.
It was very good.
So very
credible.
People will always be bad losers. There's always going to be bad losers that say, the game was rigged against us, or this wasn't fair, or we didn't get a good shot, or this and that. I do think in the case of Spain, by the government breaking the rules explicitly and intentionally, they did screw over the singer because it reflected really bad on Spain. So I think that's so sad because I do love the singer.
Yeah.
But for the rest of the countries, people can make their mind up. Yeah. And if you don't want to vote Israel because you don't like Israel, then don't vote Israel. I don't care. Like people are free to do whatever they want.
Exactly.
That's why.
And now we have like very brightly coloured chairs, which is thanks to Eurovision.
Yeah, it's just fun that when people can do whatever they want. Like 15 countries voted like Israel in the public vote, so it feels nice. I'm not gonna lie.
It does feel nice.
It's nice. It's like a little. It's like a little
pick me up.
It's a little pick me up, and it's also like a little. I think it's also like another reminder that the news is not the real world of what people think, and social media is not the real world of what people think.
Agreed.
So I think it's a great reminder to get out, touch grass.
Yeah.
Social networks is just echo chambers. What you see in social networks is not what people even in your own country think.
Yeah.
So get out there and don't get too don't get your knickers in a twist thinking that what you see in the news is real, or what you see in social media is real, or what all the hype in your little echo chamber is what everyone in your country thinks.
Yeah.
That to me, that's my lesson from Eurovision. On that note, thank you so much. We'll be back soon.
Take care.
Have a great day.
Bye.